I wanted to talk about all the books that I read in the month of June. I only read around 4 books. I only got to read around 4. First book that I read was Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher. This book, it got me out of my slump. It got me out of my reading slump because I was in a reading slump for a very long time. The last book that I read was King of Wrath by Anna Huang, but I don't know, I just saw this at the bookstore and I really loved the part 1 of it, part 1 of the Lakefront Billionaire series, which is Love Redesigned. So I thought, why not give Love Unwritten a try? And this is my first ever single dad romance. And oh my god, I absolutely loved this. I completely ate this up. I guess I read it in like few days or something, I don't remember. But after a very long time, this literally got me out of my reading slump. And this book basically follows two people, Raphael and Ellie. So basically, he's a single dad and he has a son called Nico, and she goes to nanny him, like a live-in nanny, and they develop this romance and they go on a trip together, all three. I just really loved this book, and I gave this book around 4.25 stars. But I absolutely loved this book. I loved it. That's all I can say. I loved it. The second book that I read this month is Funny Story by Emily Henry. Oh my god. I have no words. This is my second book by Emily Henry. The first book that I read was Beach Reads. It was a very long time ago though. When I first picked up Beach Reads, I didn't really like it that much. I think I gave it around 2 stars. And I thought, okay, fine, Emily Henry, I'm not a big fan of her writing. But then I heard good reviews about this book and I was like, okay, fine, let me just give it one more try, one more shot for her. And thank God I did, because I loved this book. Oh my god, this is such a great book. I would have given this a 5-star. Like, this is a 5-star read. I just didn't like one part of it. I don't want to spoil it, but it was basically the part where she doesn't get her dream house. That there's this cottage sort of a house that she keeps dreaming about, but she doesn't get it at the end of the book. And I really was rooting for her to get that house. But they do get a house together. But I really loved the plot of it, where they were moving on from their exes, and at the same time she was discovering herself, and those sort of plots, I completely eat that up. Okay, basically follows two people, which is Daphne and Miles. Daphne is engaged to this guy and that guy cheats on her, or like more of like he falls in love with his other best friend, like his best friend, and this best friend happens to be Miles's fiance. I'm so bad at explaining stuff. I'm so sorry about it, but if you really want to know what this book is about, go read the back. You'll find it. But basically, she moves in with Miles because she doesn't have a place to live. So they basically end up becoming roomies, and the romance goes from there. The best thing about this book is it's not insta love. I hate insta love, by the way. But this book, oh my god, they were like, it's such a slow burn that I absolutely loved it. They took their time, they became friends at the beginning, and it was so much fun to read. I absolutely love this. I would 10 on 10 recommend this book to people who really want a feel good, but somebody who's trying to find themselves after a relationship ended. I related to this so much. Oh my god, that's too much information that I'm giving out, but I related to her so much. I would have given this a 5-star, but I gave this a 4.75. And I'm thinking of giving Beach Reads a second reread, or like I'm thinking of giving Beach Reads a reread, because I absolutely love this book by Emily Henry, and I don't know why I hated that. Maybe it was because I was too immature to understand what was happening, but now I really want to read it. I might give it a chance. So if I do, I will let you know. Third book that I read in the month of June is The Secret of Seasons by Q.B. Taylor. I heard few reviews about it, but unfortunately I was not a big fan of it. It was insta love, which I don't get it. So I gave this a 2.5 stars, and after a month I'm thinking why I gave it a 2.5 stars, because I didn't even like it that much to give it a 2.5 stars. So basically this book revolves around two people. She is a assistant of this guy, actually as an assistant. This is like an age gap romance. I feel like age gap romances, if done right, it's so good, but for some reason this book didn't hit the spot. I'm so sad to say this, because I was hoping for like a quick read before in between books, because this was around like what, 192 pages, and I was hoping to find like a quick read, but unfortunately this was so much of an insta love that I was like, no, not for me. But I just pushed through and I finished this book. One part of the book was like absolute flop for me, when she goes and tells her father that she's dating somebody, a guy similar to her father's age. He doesn't react the way that people would react. I mean, I get it. In the second book, that guy, the father, is dating his daughter's friend, so I get why he didn't react. But I felt like the ending was too rushed. I would have loved a little bit of more, character development instead of like instant love. I feel like there could have been more character development going on, but unfortunately that didn't happen in this book, and I gave it a 2.5 stars. Still contemplating if I should change it, but yeah, I gave it a 2.5. The final book that I read in the month of June is The Devil's Spawn. I don't know what to say. This is like a billionaire romance. I was expecting it to be Anna Huang. I had expectations for this. It didn't meet that. I mean, I get it. If people really want like the spicy book, you can go for the Season of Secret books. But this book was long. Well, how many? This was 340 pages. I was hoping for some character development. This is basically like an arranged marriage situation where the girl's father basically, I'm so bad with names, so pardon me, but basically this girl's father has signed her up or like sold her during her birth to this billionaire, and when she graduates college right out of college, she gets married to this billionaire guy. Again, this is like an age gap, but I didn't really have a problem with the age gap here, because in that aspect I liked it. It was not really this book was not really emphasized on the age gap. It was more on the enemies to lovers trope. This is not enemies. This is so much more than enemies. He hated her. He hated her so bad. Oh my god. He locked her up in a panic room. This girl basically, this is a spoiler by the way, this girl, what she did was she waxed one of his eyebrows, like for revenge. You know what he did? He locked her up in a panic room the entire day. Oh my god. This is giving borderline haunting Adeline vibes. Not a big fan of this book. I had expectation for it, like billionaire, grumpy sunshine, enemies to lovers, the classic stuff which we all love, which I love. No. Again, I gave this a 2.5 stars. Not really a book for me, and I don't really want to read the other books in the series, but I saw this is my fault. I went to Instagram and I saw like book recommendation, and I should have known. By the way, I gave this a 2.5 stars. So that's it for the book review. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.